Hello, me lads! Here we go! Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Nick from Australia. Welcome to round 9 of the NRL. It's going to be an exciting round of footy. A lot of hard games to predict. There's about 4 or 5 games this round that could literally go either way. You could get a $1 coin, flip the coin. That's your tip for half of these games. A lot of hard games to predict this weekend. If anyone gets 8 out of 8, it would be an incredible effort. So, before I get into the video, make sure you guys leave your tips in the comments below. Let's see who can get 8 out of 8 this weekend. Leave your tips in the comments below, but let's get into my tips for round 9 of the NRL. And it all begins on Thursday night at Stadium Australia, 7:50 kickoff. It's the Rabbitohs up against the Melbourne Storm. The Rabbitohs are, the Melbourne Storm are favourites here at $1.35. The Rabbitohs at $3.25. Souths have got a few injuries at the moment. They are playing very well at the moment, the Rabbitohs. They are doing well, but injuries, it has to take a toll on that side sooner rather than later. As for Melbourne, well, as always, they're looking very good. A very quality team, and we all know both these teams will probably be in the top 4 come finals time at the end of the season. But for this game, Souths have got too many injuries for mine, so I think Melbourne will have a win on Thursday night against the Rabbitohs. I'm going to go the Melbourne Storm to win this game by about 14 points. I'm going to go the Storm to win. I'm going to go 28 points to 14. I can see it being a little bit high scoring. The Melbourne Storm to win 28 points to 14. And I'm going to go Cameron Munster to be the man of the match on Thursday night. Let's move on to Friday night. The first game at 6 o'clock at Penrith Park or Panther Stadium or Bluebet Stadium, whatever you want to call it nowadays. The Panthers up against the Sharks. The Panthers are $1.10 favourites here. Cronulla at $7. A very big price there for the Sharks. The Panthers, they had a good win over Manly last week. I thought they were very, very good. And Cronulla, well, they had a good 40 minutes with Melbourne and then they got blown away in the second half. It's like they didn't come out of the sheds in the second half. But for this game, you've got to go Penrith. They haven't lost a game this year. They are 8-0 to start the year. Will the Sharks be able to dethrone Penrith this weekend? I don't think so. I think Penrith win and win well. So I'm going to go Penrith to win by 30 points. I'm going to go the Panthers to win. Let's go with a scoreline of 38 points to 8. And I reckon Nathan Cleary will be the man of the match on Friday night. The other game on Friday night is at 7:55 at Bankwest Stadium. It's the Parramatta Eels up against the Sydney Roosters. This should be a good game, this one. Could be the game of the round. It's possible. The Eels are $1.55 favourites here. The Roosters at $2.40. Look, the Eels, they're doing well. Obviously, they're going along nicely at the moment, sitting in second place on the ladder. They had a pretty good win last week over the, who they played last week, Parramatta, the Bulldogs. They played quite well in that game. They were a bit sloppy at times, but they were too good for the Dogs. As for the Roosters, they had a good win over Newcastle. Obviously, Sam Walker was the man of the moment. In that game, the Roosters had a big win over the over the Knights. So for this game, Eels-Roosters, it's a very tough game to pick. This is one of the flip of the coin games. I'm going to go the Eels at Bankwest. I think they're a different team when they play at home. The Roosters, they do get James Tedesco back, but the injury toll, it's getting very big for the Roosters. So I'm going to go Parramatta by 8. I'm going to go the Eels to win. I'm going to go, let's go with a scoreline of 24 points to 16. And I believe that Mitchell Moses will be the man of the match in that game on Friday night. Now let's move on to Super Saturday. The first game is at 3 o'clock. The Canberra Raiders up against the Newcastle Knights. Canberra $1.50, Newcastle at $2.60. This game is being played at McDonald's Park, which is in Wagga Wagga. So it's good to see a game going to Wagga Wagga. Now, both of these sides, Canberra and Newcastle, they have been very disappointing so far this year. Both teams have got plenty of injuries. There's a lot of things going on at both clubs at the moment. This game is a very hard game to pick. This is one of the hardest games around to pick. It's a toss-the-coin game. I'm going to tip the Raiders with absolutely zero confidence. I have put a line for the Raiders to make the finals this year. I'm very close to doing that with Newcastle as well. Tough game to pick, but I'm going to go Canberra. Canberra by 4. I'm going to go with a scoreline of 20 points to 16. And I reckon let's go with who man the match? Let's go with Elliot Whitehead to be the man of the match. Canberra to win 20 to 16. The other game on Super Saturday is at 5:30 at Campbelltown Sports Stadium. The West Tigers up against the Gold Coast Titans. The Titans are $1.50. The Tigers at $2.60. This is an interesting game. This one. The Titans They've been up and down so far this year. They haven't won a game outside of Queensland yet this year. The Tigers, a very good win over the Dragons. I thought that game was quite boring, but the Tigers, they got the win in that game. Look, for this game, I'm going to go for a bit of an upset here. I think the Tigers can win. I'm going to go for the West Tigers to beat the Titans on Saturday night. The Titans, they seem to struggle in New South Wales. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a mental thing with the Titans. I don't know. The Tigers, they need to win this game to try and avoid the bottom of the ladder. So I'm going to go the West Tigers to win this game. I'm going to go for the upset. I'm going to go the Tigers to win by 2. I'm going to go the West Tigers to win 20 points to 18. And I reckon that Dane Laurie will be the man of the match. Tigers to win 20 to 18. The other game on Saturday night is at 7:35 up at Queensland Country Bank Stadium. It is the Queensland Derby. It is probably the game of the round. It's a big rivalry game, the Cowboys versus the Broncos. Both teams hate each other's guts. There's no love lost here between both sides. The Cowboys, they are $1.50. The Broncos are $2.50. This is a very good game of football, this one. Now, both teams obviously have been up and down to start the year. I think the Cowboys have shown a bit more than the Broncos have. The Broncos got a good win last week over the Titans after being down 22-0. The Cowboys, well, they had a poor first half, but they came back in the second half and they just fell short to the Warriors. For this game, I'm not going to be biased, but I am going to tip the Cowboys to win. Not being biased, I think the Cowboys have shown a bit more than the Broncos this year. I believe this game will go to Golden Point. I'm going to go the Cowboys in Golden Point. I'm going to go the Cowboys to win 27 points to 26. And I reckon it will be a Valentine Holmes field goal that seals the deal. Cowboys to win 27-26. Valentine Holmes field goal and Golden Point. And my man of the match, I'm going to go with Scott Drinkwater to be the man of the match in that one. Let's move on to Sunday football. The first game is at 2 o'clock at Brookvale Oval, or Lottoland, however you want to put it. The Manly Seagulls up against the New Zealand Warriors. Manly are $1.45 here. The Warriors at $2.75. Manly had a good game against the Panthers. They fell short, but it was a good game of football. And the Warriors, well, they did well to beat the Cowboys last week, although they did fall asleep in the second half. Manly are $1.45 here. The Warriors are $2.75. Not a bad price if you like the Warriors, but I'm going to go Manly. Tom Trbojevich's 100th game. I think Manly will have a big win on Sunday, so I'm going to go Manly to win by 18. I'm going to go the Seagulls to win. Let's go with a scoreline of 30 points to 12. And I reckon that Kieran Foran will be the man of the match in that game. The final game of the round, Sunday afternoon at 4 o'clock at Nostrada Jubilee Stadium. The Dragons up against the Bulldogs. The Dragons are $1.30. The Bulldogs at $3.75. Man, the Dragons, they have been terrible the last couple of weeks. They're still missing a majority of their back line. I think Matt Duffy is the only player in that. Matt Duffy and Jack Bird are the only players in the Dragons back line that have that are available. Everyone else is out injured. As for the Bulldogs, well, a good win 2 weeks ago against Cronulla. Then they were pretty poor against the Eels last week. Look, like I said, you know, the Dragons are $1.30, the Dogs at $3.75. Call me an idiot. I don't care. I'm going for the upset. I'm going the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs have a good record over the Dragons. The Dragons lost 3 in a row. They seem to have lost their confidence. I think the Bulldogs can cause an upset on Sunday, so I'm going the Bulldogs. I'm going to go the Bulldogs by 6. I'm going to go the Bulldogs to win. I'm going to go with a scoreline of 20 points to 14. And I reckon that Luke Thompson will be the man of the match. So, guys, they're my tips for round 9 of the NRL. I have gone with the Melbourne Storm, the Penrith Panthers, the Parramatta Eels, the Canberra Raiders, the West Tigers, the North Queensland Cowboys, the Manly Warriors Seagulls, and the Bulldogs. The Tigers and the Bulldogs are my specials of the round. Guys, thanks for watching. Good luck with your tips on the weekend. And I will see you guys in the next one.